How to communicate a decision that you did not make to your team members. Let's say your manager makes a decision for your team, and now you need to communicate that decision to your team. Would you say that I did not know who made this decision? Would you say that my manager made this decision? I was not part of this. I made this decision even though when you didn't make the decision? And or would you say I own this decision? So each of these answers shows the level of maturity as a manager. Typical frontline, low experience managers would say, hey, my manager made this decision. I have nothing to do with it. And they'll just not take up that responsibility. But when you do that as a leader, your value is going down for your direct reports because they somehow feel that now you are not in that trusted circle of those leaders who are making those decisions, or that you were not consulted. At the same time, it also shows that there is breakage in management hierarchy, meaning the leaders are not talking to each other, or the leaders don't trust each other, right? So when you don't own up to those decisions, and if you just pass it on to someone else saying, hey, my manager, my manager's manager made the decision, I have no idea why they did it, then it's pretty bad as a leader. You definitely need to know why those decisions are being made, even if you weren't part of that decision. Because when you do that, and when you own up to that decision, you say, hey, I was part of this. Even if you're not part of this decision, you could say, I own this decision, I understand this decision, and this is why this decision is important. Then all of a sudden you maintain that credibility. It is very difficult to do this because let's say on Monday you are telling your team to work on project A, and you are selling so hard that this project A is important, and on Tuesday when your manager makes a decision that project A is not to be done, it puts a pretty bad situation for you because you were just telling your entire team that project A is very important. But when your manager says project A is no longer important, and now you have to communicate that on Tuesday to your team, you better own up to that decision as a leader. You understand deeply with your manager as to why those decisions were made, what are the business reasons for those decisions, and own up to that decision while communicating that decision down to the team. It'll have great significant importance to your team because now the team understands why this decision is important, that you have put in time to understand why this decision is important. At the same time, they'll look up to you with confidence. Otherwise, the confidence in you as a leader goes down for your direct reports. At the same time, your managers' managers can't really trust your leadership because now all of a sudden you are not representing the entire company well, which is part of their decisions. So very important to think through how you communicate decisions, how you own up to decisions, how you deeply understand those decisions, and then communicate effectively to your team. Thanks.